I don't understand. But they have some similarities and some things that I'm just like, oh my God.
Do you see a difference in your daughter's the oldest, correct? Yeah. Do you see a difference in how you dealt with her than him? I know boys and girls are very different, but there has to be some
the boy thing versus
things.
the girl thing is definitely different.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed, and I guess this goes a little off topic, but not really, because to Orlando's point, I notice things about me in them that I don't necessarily care for. And I'm very candid about those things with them. And I give them the reason why. I've got one really well, and it's not so much a fatal flaw today because I've matured and worked on it to a good degree. But both of them have it.
Okay.
And I explained to them how that particular issue has caused me some issues in life up to and to the point where it has caused them some issues.
Okay.
So they fully understand how the magnitude of dealing with self. But as far as differences, not so much. But I was going to say that there's a switch at some point. And everybody hits it at a different point. You can't say, well, you're 20 and you're supposed to have it, and you're 18, you're supposed to have it. Some folks never get it, and that's not to discourage your situation because I know the type of person you are and your husband, and I know what you put in your children. So I'm a firm believer that the switch will turn.
I think it's just broke. I think they
However,
reconnected or something.
There's no determination as to when it will turn. We had some issues with my daughter. I mean, some serious stuff going on, and I was very concerned. Her mother was very concerned. And then all of a sudden, we just looked up, and she was a different person. I mean, it clicked. We were having trouble with school. We were having trouble with behavior. There was a lot going on. And then just boom, all of a sudden, the grade shifted. And we then went from the caring, hugging parents, we're going to hug you and we're going to love you through this. Then we were the hollering and screaming and we're going to scream you through this. And your mama going to choke you through it. And all, I mean, it was, you know what I'm saying? It was the go stand out there behind the car type of stuff. And none of it worked. She had to mature and get to the point where, and it's still, and it's that female thing. So her and the mom, you know how that go. Me and we cool. When I call and tell her I need to work with me, she's there. She goes to school, she works, she's conscientious, the grades are where they need to be. We're preparing for her to go away this January. So the switch, it had nothing to do with us as parents. So I think sometimes we have to take our, some of the, some of the demand, some of the onus off of us.
Yeah.
You've done your job. You got them to 20 or 18. They're alive. Yeah. Some of their faculties are working. Some of the pistons are firing, so to speak. And hey, you know what? It's on you. And you love them, and it hurts you to see them doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, you know what? I got to live my life, 43, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing 43-year-old stuff, and I'm chilling.
Yeah. That's where I'm at now. That's where I'm at now, though, Dave. Yep, it took me a while to get here, but just the other day, I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm done with this. I can't. I can't. If not, I'm gonna be in the corner with my arms tied behind my back, shaking, looking crazy.
Just get him a shot collar.
And I'm just like, no, I can't. I'm not having this. Not doing this at all. At all.
Get him a shot collar with rechargeable batteries.
A shot collar.
They need more than a shot collar.
Distance.
Oh no. I've seen it work.
I mean, I've seen it work on dogs too, but I mean, I'm just saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, but it just makes you feel better.
You are stupid.
Nice.
I'm done with him. He's booted off.
Yeah. So
he's booted off the island.
Let's get into final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
Free.
Oh, let's go. Oh well, Free.
There you go, Free.
Hey.
Well, this will be easy. My final thought. I don't have grown kids just yet, so I'm just listening and soaking in all this wonderful advice. And hopefully when I get there, I won't have to choke my kid or make them stand behind the car. Everything should run smooth, I hope. I hope their switch flicks early, and we don't go through half of this stuff, because my temper is terrible, y'all. I'm working on that. Y'all pray for me with that, too. Yeah. But that's it.
Oh?
My final thought would be simply to for me, it's more of a takeaway. Mine is more of looking at life through the lens of others, because just like I was that guy, I'm still that guy, but to people who've graduated and are further ahead than I am. So I could probably be that irritant for someone else, and that helps to keep me, I guess, sort of humbled. This whole conversation has humbled me thoroughly. But I think the shot collar is still a good idea.
Dave, final thoughts?
My thoughts are, first of all, I think I kind of summed it up with my last statements, though. You know, as parents, we got to do what we have to do. And then at some point, we have to remove the responsibility. That's the word I was looking for. Mm-hmm. Responsibility for our children's actions and behavior no longer rests on our shoulders. You got to shift that and allow them to take full responsibility. And then sometimes I feel like you also have to allow them to feel the brunt of whatever's coming. You know, we're naturally protectors and, you know, shields, so to speak. You know what? That wall is over there and you're going to keep running into it. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go sit down on the couch and watch you run into the wall. I'm going to let you hit it, and I'll hand you an ice pack when you're done, if you're smart enough to use the ice pack.
Oh, you are crazy.
I can't.
Mark.
I can't with them at all. Well, I guess I don't know.
That was great.
Like, this is a lot to take in.
And cut the grass, man. I can't get over that. Cut the grass.
Please do.
Let's everyone say his name. Oh.
Love you, nephew. I love you, man.
Sean Harris. Cut the grass.
Oh my God.
So your mama don't kick you.
Oh my God. Y'all are crazy.
And take out the trash.
Right. Oh my
And
God.
if your ass, she put some lotion on there.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. Maybe I just have to just like totally loosen the reins. I just have to let you be you. And just let it go. And for all of my children that are listening, godchildren as well, you know, I'm your number one fan, supporter, everything. I got your back. But I'm going to have to let you learn your lessons on your own. And if you're not willing to listen, chuck you the deuces. And I holla at you.
You're trying to zap the kids. Try to zap them. Well, okay, here we go with my final thought. And it's kind of piggybacking on everybody, and I said it early in the show. I think our kids, to a certain extent, are the way that they are, especially when those children who have been raised by single moms. Mm-hmm. They are the way that they are because of us, because of the entitlement. They were just, you know, there's a whole dynamic that goes along with raising children by yourself.
Right.
You always want them to have, you never want them to feel like they're left out or unappreciated, or, you know, that you care about them. Mm-hmm. You love them, and, you know, they're not inadequate because there's just one person in the family. So there are some things that we do within their upbringing that kind of pacifies all that. And I think when we don't realize that, we do them more damage than good.
I agree.
And then we wait until they're 16, 17, 18, 19 to try to clean it up.
Right.
When parents need to have a different perspective of child rearing. Mm-hmm. Because them Negroes gonna get old.
Girl.
They're just going to get old, and they're going to rebel just like we did. They're not going to listen just like we did. And, you know, and Dave said something good. He saw things in his children that he was not pleased with, and it was a conversation.
Yeah.
And I think we need to start conversating with our children instead of giving demands all the time. They're growing beings. Mm-hmm. For me, that's what it is. But if I have to ask you 6-7 times to do something,
Jesus,
then I'm gonna beat your
clearly, but you have been listening to the Drip Podcast. We thank you guys for tuning in. You can find us on Instagram at the Drip Podcast 19. You can find us on Twitter at the Drip _NM, and you can find us on Facebook at The Drip Podcast 19. Listen to the show, download, share the show. We thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, be good to you. Oh, Dave, thanks for joining the show today.
Yeah! It's my pleasure. I hope y'all have me
thoroughly
back.
Enjoyed you.
Got to.
Thank you.
As always, be good to you, be good to others, and infuse love in everything you do. Peace. We're out.
Peace.